Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest, but this is a two-time special guest, right? And I say that because we just played Stone Pony about 2 weeks ago. It was on a Sunday, and this little guy plays the bass, but he sat there on the side of the stage. What number, before I introduce you, what number song did you do? You did like the 7th or 8th song?
I think 11th.
11th. And he sat there on the side of the stage with his bass, the red bass. That's a great bass, by the way. When you play live, it looks great. But he had his baseball hat on top of it, while his baseball hat was on top of his head, and he stood there just shaking. Ladies and gentlemen, the future rock star, probably future bass player here, or bass coach rather, here at Rockoutloud, the Mr. Brayden.
Thank you.
So I want to talk to you about this because the reason why I apologize to
Yes.
Matthew in advance. The reason why I wanted to interview you is this is your second interview, and your first interview was great. But I wanted to ask you now. You're a veteran. You've played the Stone Pony more than once. You played.
Yes.
This is the second time, right? And you get on that stage like you've been playing for 100 years. And how old are you?
9.
9 years old. You're not even double digits yet. And you were doing that when you were 8. You were getting up there. You sit there and you slam the bass, and you have that rock star edge and appeal, and everybody gravitates to you. How do you do it? Because a lot of people want to know.
Well, really, all I do is just focus and have fun.
What do you focus on?
I really just focus on, when you're playing, I just gotta just focus on grooving.
Focus on grooving. And I also noticed you tried getting the crowd up. You were like this, right? You're like this to the crowd and bringing on. Your mom's taking the pictures in the
Because
video.
who wants to look at a crowd just standing there listening?
Exactly right.
You'd rather see people jumping up.
You know what? I'm going to bring up a good point that one of my college professors once told me. If you were looking into a room and all you saw in that room was a guy doing this, watching television, what would you think of that guy who was watching television? He's just sitting there like this, and you're looking through the window, and he's just like this, watching television. You think he's boring.
Probably does it all day.
Exactly right. But you get up there, and you're so animated, and you're jumping around. You're getting the crowd into it. I really think that you really want to do this for the rest of your life. Tell the audience. Do you want to do this?
I really do. I think everybody that likes watching me and everybody that likes watching everybody else, I think they should do it if they like it.
Yeah.
If they like watching it, they should try it.
But it's a lot of commitment. Like you got to
A lot
practice.
of commitment.
Yeah.
A lot.
What do you do in terms of how much do you practice per day?
How many times do I practice?
No, what is it? 10 minutes? Is it an hour?
Usually, when I first started, I practiced for like 10 minutes. Or
10 minutes? I go to the bathroom, it's 10 minutes. Nothing happens in 10 minutes. You got to be able to practice for hours. Is it hours now?
and now I try to practice for at least an hour.
Wow.
But when I get home from school, it's like 6 o'clock,
That
and my
late?
baby goes down at 8.
What time do you go to school?
9.
You go from 9 o'clock to 6 at night?
No, I get home at 4.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes on Wednesdays I get home at 6 because I go to places like church and places like that.
You playing in church? You playing bass in church?
No.
Oh, okay. But do you do other things besides play bass?
I also play soccer.
Oh, probably
I'm a really
great.
good,
I was just about to say you're probably great at soccer.
Really good.
Yeah. What do you like better, soccer or bass?
Bass.
What made you pick bass? Because bass is not the first person.
It's a funny story. It's a really funny story.
Let's hear it.
I was at home. My mom calls my brothers over, and we're all confused because we don't know what's going on. But we don't care. We're excited.
Wait. Your mom calls you over and you're confused.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Okay.
And we go over, and she says, "What instrument you would like to play?" And I'm like, "Sure." So my brother's, he immediately screams piano.
Okay.
My other brother, he just starts jumping up and down. He's like, guitar. And I'm like, I don't know. So then she shows me the menu.
The menu?
The menu.
Who's got menus?
Restaurants?
Right. Does a music school have a menu?
No.
Oh, okay.
But she told me all of it.
Here's the menu. We have bass, and then we have a side of guitar, and then desserts of piano.
She told me, how about bass? And I'm
Wait,
like,
who told you? Your mom brought up bass? Your mom knows
she
what
said-
bass players are?
no. She told me, she was reading off the list, and she told me, how about bass? And I said, what's a bass? And she told me, it's like a guitar, but with 4 strings.
That's
And I
right.
said, why not I try it? So a week later, I go in, and
You go into where?
I go into Rockoutloud.
Oh, okay.
This amazing place.
Oh, okay.
Which you should go to. I'm telling you. And And I see Steven.
Steven,
and
yeah,
teaching
great.
me amazing things. I love
Yeah,
it.
he great bass player.
Awesome.
He went on to become an actual teacher in school, and
Yeah.
hopefully he'll come back to us one day. But he was actually at the show too.
I seen him at the concert, yeah.
Yeah.
And then later on, Steven became a teacher, a high school teacher.
Yes.
And then I met Matt, another amazing bass player,
Mm-hmm.
and he's teaching me another song, "Go Home, Jack."
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's awesome. It's really fun.
So your mom basically gave you a menu and you picked bass.
Yeah.
Is that how it worked? Wow.
Because I didn't know what it was.
That's so strange because a lot of people don't even know what a bass does. If you were to explain to the audience what a bass does and the importance of a bass, I think the importance of a bass is probably just as important as a singer or a guitar player or a drummer.
Yeah, it's very famous. It helps the bass, guitar. It holds the whole thing together. So it is basically the helper of the drums and guitar.
Mm-hmm.
You usually hear it in the background. You will hear it in every famous song you know. Like you hear it a lot in a lot of songs, like Back in Black. You hear it in Highway to Hell. You hear it in a lot of songs.
Sounds like you like AC/DC?
Especially hard metal. You hear it a lot in there. And you can hear the boom, 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 boom. You hear a lot of that,
Right.
and that's the bass.
What's your favorite bass player?
I forgot. I always forget his name. Said the last interview, every interview, I forget his name. But,
So he can't be that favorite of yours if you forget his name. What band is he in?
I think I don't remember, but I do have a favorite band, but
Okay.
he's not in it. It's called Parkway Drive. It's hard metal.
Okay. So what's your favorite song with the bass? I
A
mean,
bass?
like Queen. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna say it's this song. It's called The Void. It's a hard metal song. It's amazing.
Wow.
You hear a lot of bass in it. It's
That's
amazing.
great.
I love it.
That's excellent. So would you ever consider being a coach here at Rock Out Loud?
Yes, yes,
Really?
it's amazing here.
What do you like the best out of this? Is it the shows? Is it the coaches? Is it the rooms? Is it the whole vibe? Is it the rock and roll? What do you love about
The
it?
coaches,
That's great.
amazing.
And the shows too, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been this great without all the coaches and everybody here.
Well, you too, and you do a lot of hard work on your
Yes.
side. So I guess the question next is your brothers don't play anymore, do they? Or-
They do. They just they took a break for about a month.
Okay.
They're coming back. They just I don't know. They just didn't want it. They just wanted to take a break. They're gonna come back. They said for sure.
Now you're the oldest of them all, right?
No,
You're not?
Joey's older.
I
Just
didn't know
2
Jo-
minutes. Just 2 minutes.
Oh.
He's my twin. Yeah.
I didn't realize he
Always.
was a whole 2 minutes older. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Well, yeah. So just who was the one? I think he was the piano player. Who was?
That is Joey, but he's vocals now.
Okay, but was he the one that was sitting with you on the side of the stage for your last show, and he was nervous, and you were like, "Don't worry, buddy, we got this." Do you remember that?
I think so.
He was sitting next to you on the side because you were on the steps and you were bopping around and you were like, I can't wait to get on. And he looked a little nervous and you were like really comforting him. You're a great brother. That's really important too, being a great brother, right?
Yes.
Got it. So maybe you can start a band with them if he plays piano and sings.
I
And
heard that you guys have been trying to make a band.
yeah,
I think I'll be happy to be in it. I'd love to.
there's a commitment though. You got to spend, I think it's an hour or 90 minutes or something like that, Matt? Something, hey, so you come in, you rehearse every week, and we're going to try to get bands shows outside of the big concerts that we do. So do you have, I guess the next question is if you're going to be in a band, you need a bass amp. Do you have a bass amp?
Yeah, I got a big one. I got it for Christmas last year.
Wow. So you're all set. You're ready to rock.
Yeah, I use that amp all the time.
Wow, that's great. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah, he's like, this kid's a rock star. You get that. You have that aura about you. Some people really try to have it. It comes natural. And you see if you look at in your eyes, when you're about to go on that stage, you light up. You belong on stage. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So do you tell your friends in school about you playing bass?
Yes, but the thing is, I don't think they really care. Last year, so in school, I am not a popular person.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I only have a few friends, but
I don't believe that. The way you are, you're so charismatic.
the past year I've gotten more friends.
Okay.
I hang out with a group of people.
Okay. Are they musicians too?
One of them, he plays acoustic guitar. His name is Ben.
Okay. Shout out to Ben. So in school, do they know that you play bass?
I've told kids, but I don't think they have no clue what it is.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't know the bass, but you can just say you're a musician, right? Did you tell anybody that you played the Stone Pony?
I think I've told a few people.
You know what? You want to be famous and popular? You tell people you played the same stage as Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen. You know, Kiss played that stage. You were on that same stage as famous people. How does that make you feel?
It really makes me feel like I'm really famous too.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you own that stage now because now you're a veteran. And we're going to have another show in March, and we're working on some really big shows after the March show. Really big shows. So stay tuned. You might be getting to that next level. Just when you think you didn't get to that next level, you're going to get to another level. So I'm going to announce that hopefully in March after the show. But
Yep.
So what are your goals now?
My goals, really, my goals are to get really better, to get in a band, get better, and to get more people to actually play bass, play guitar, more people to get in, like, go outside and actually do something.
So if you were to speak to the camera, anybody who's watching right now, what would you tell them about the bass? Why it's such an important instrument in rock, and why we need more bass players? Because there's a lot of bands that look for a bass player and they can't find
Yes.
them. So tell the camera why it's important to be a bass player?
All right, so when you listen to a song, you can also hear you always hear in the song. You always hear something. You hear something cool, like right next to the drums. You hear like boom 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 boom. Yeah, it's cool, and people think it's amazing and cool. They never know what it is, and a lot of bands know that like they want. Every song would sound weird without a bass.
That's exactly right. You just said not many people know what it is, but if you took the bass out, there'd be something missing.
They always hear it. They just don't know it.
Exactly right. That's a great way. So tell the world we need more bass players.
You need to get your butt up and go get bass. Go get a bass guitar.
Go get a bass
And
guitar.
start playing.
And that's as simple as that. And that's what you did. And, I would encourage anybody who ever has the opportunity to come at a Rock Out Loud show.
Yes.
The next one is in March. You got to see this kid play at the Stone Pony. You are like a rock star. And, the more you play, the better, more experience you got. And you're not even 10 years old. When are you going to be 10?
10 in February.
Wow. So I can't believe how much you've done before you're even double digits. You're still 9 years old. How old were you? You were 8 years old when you played the first?
Yes, 8.
Wow. So you played the Stone Pony. Did you play the bitter end? I don't think you played the bitter end.
No, I played Wrecking Ball and As It Was.
That's right.
That's my first concert.
I remember that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a round of applause to Brayden, who's amazing at what he does. Thank you so much for being a student and an inspiration to all the folks that come to Rock Out Loud.
Yes.
Thank you.